There was a tradition in the village. If you weren't married by 30, the elder would arrange for you to come back and meet potential matches. When I told Felicity Pruitt about it, she let out a cold laugh. What is your village? Some kind of medieval cult? Ashton Whitfield, I told you I'd marry you and I will, but pressuring me into it is a whole different thing. She pulled out the ring and handed it to her assistant without a second glance. He took it, his face flushing red. I was going to propose, but since that's how you feel, let's take some time to cool off. For a moment, I just stood there, blank. Felicity swept out of my office, the corner of her mouth curled in a triumphant little smile. Julian held the ring out to me. I didn't take it. Keep it. She bought it for you anyway, didn't she? Go ahead and wear it. Looks like it fits. The color drained from his face. I showed him out. Before closing the door, I said, tell your Ms. Pruitt that she and I are done. That evening, Felicity came home from work to find me packing. She spotted the 2 large suitcases in front of me, and her steps faltered. Why'd you come back without waiting for me today? But I was done pretending. Didn't your little assistant pass along my message? Her brows pinched together instantly, like I'd struck a nerve. I'm trying to talk to you like a normal person, and you have to be passive-aggressive about it? Julian's practically your little brother. You're the one who brought him in. What's with the attitude now? She wasn't wrong. Julian Simmons had come to the company because I'd invited him. He was from the same village as me, and Elder Harmon had always told us to look out for each other when we were away from home. So when Julian graduated college and couldn't land a job, I brought him into our company myself, until I noticed the way he looked at Felicity. I recognized that look, but his mistakes at work started piling up, and one day, I called him out on it. Nothing harsh, just a few words. He didn't talk back, just stood there taking it, eyes rimmed red. Felicity, though, wasn't having it. She tore into me in front of the entire company for the first time. He's just a kid. A few words would have been enough, don't you think? He's basically your little brother. What are you doing? Pulling rank on him like some big boss. I was so furious I laughed, but I didn't back down. Do you have any idea how many people had to clean up his messes? How much extra work his screw-ups cost this team? She waved me off with a flick of her hand, unconcerned. Fine, then Julian can be my personal assistant from now on. She looked around at the co-workers watching the spectacle. Anyone else has a problem, bring it to me directly. Stop talking behind people's backs. If you can do the job, stay. If you can't, get out. She marched off ahead, long strides, like she just won a war. Julian followed close behind her, and even from the back you could see the worship in his posture. I looked up. Felicity was standing over me, staring down. I glanced at my phone. The booking confirmation was still on the screen. I was going home soon. I couldn't be bothered to argue with her. You're right, I was being dramatic. It won't happen again. When she saw my reaction, a flicker of confusion crossed her face. After a few seconds of silence, she tossed out a whatever and left. She didn't come home that night. The next morning, I went to the office as usual. I could let go of Felicity, but Evergreen Era had every ounce of my blood and sweat poured into it. Even if I was leaving, I needed to make sure everything at the company was in order first. Besides, the shares would still pay me a steady dividend every year. I was working through who I could promote to take over my frontline role so I could manage things remotely, when Kenneth Dickerson, the sales department manager, appeared at the elevator bank, looking like he'd seen a ghost. Mr. Whitfield, last night we sent the quote to Ms. Pruitt for review. Her assistant said she was asleep and that he'd handle it, but he accidentally sent our floor price sheet to the client along with the proposal. Now the client's demanding a 20% discount, and our gross margin is only 30. His voice cracked. We've been chasing this project for the better part of a year. If we go through with it now, we're losing money. If we walk away, we lose the client for good. I nodded as he spoke and pushed open the door to Felicity's office. Julian was lying on his side on the sofa bed, while Felicity fed him water, one careful spoonful at a time.